It's Morgan Morg Parks Parker, and now you've tuned into the Parker Report. I just want to talk to you about pushing yourself. If you want to take whatever you're doing to the next limit, you have to be willing to push yourself. If you're playing football, you might be throwing it. You're more comfortable throwing the ball to the right. But you got to get comfortable in what you're not comfortable in. So if you're comfortable throwing it to the right, but you're uncomfortable throwing it to the left, you need to work on throwing it to the left. If you're a basketball player and you're comfortable dribbling with your right hand, you don't really like to use your left, well, you need to start practicing using your left and dribbling. These are just analogies for other things. These are just analogies for other things. To get comfortable where we're uncomfortable at, because that promotes growth. Taking chances, that promotes growth. Playing it safe or get what safe gets you. Depends on what you want in your life. What do you want out of life? Do you want to be great? Or you want to look like you're great? There's two different things. There's two different things. And I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that. There's people who want to look like they have money, and then there's people who have money. It's a big difference. Big, big, big difference. And your opinion should matter most about how you think about yourself, not how others perceive you. You have to live with yourself every day. And what does their opinion matter? They're just another human being like you. So disregard all of that. The person that you should very well care about most of all opinion is your own opinion and what you want to do. And stay around people that are positive. Stay around people who believe they can. Not those who believe they can't. That's the importance of everything. It's important to have good people around you. And the worst neighborhood for a lot of people is right between their two ears. It's the worst neighborhood in the world. We all deal with a whole bunch of things. But it's for you to push through that. You might feel tired, but you got to work through that. Might not feel like you feel like doing things today, but you still got to push yourself to do it. These are all the things that make you great. Making sacrifices. Not running away from your problems. You can't drink your problems away. Can't smoke your problems away. You can't do drugs your problems away. You can't have sex your problems away. Can't eat your problems away. Many people have vices, but everything has to have a balance. People don't like pain. People don't like that pain. But pain is there to show you that you're doing something wrong. Right? If you sprained your ankle, hey, you might have rolled it or twisted or did something wrong, right? It lets you know something is wrong, right? I'm explaining something to you. Now, if you take pain medications to numb the pain and then you go out there and you do more, you're only going to injure it worse. You're only going to injure it worse. That's the same thing as life. If you have mental pain and you try to numb your mental pain, and you're taking drugs, drinking, whatever you could do to try to numb what you feel, it only prolongs it. It only makes the injury longer. And then there's other things that are going to happen in life and pile on top of that too as well. Just like if you hurt your ankle. If you hurt your ankle and you keep on hurting your ankle's connected to your leg. It's connected to your knee. So now because your ankle's unstable, now your knee might become unstable. Now your muscle might pull down to try to keep that ankle together. Now your leg is cramping and now your thigh is cramping. I'm saying that to say that problems become worse problems if we don't deal with the problem. And I want you to understand that. So right now, if you're chasing greatness, chase greatness. Don't have a problem with feeling uncomfortable. And be a person who says, I can. Don't be a person who says, they can't. Be a person who says they can. Be a person who tries to find solutions instead of telling you why they can't. A person telling you why they can't, they're not going to get very far. But maybe they don't care about being great. Maybe that's not in their perception of being great. Maybe they're all right with mediocrity. I was never okay with mediocrity. I always wanted to live it to the limits and love it a lot. And I do that. I do that. I take off when I want. I run my own company. I take off when I want. I do what I want. I have a condo down in Colombia. We're buying houses by the day. We do it all. We're dropping dumpsters, doing everything. I live my life the way that I want to live it. I don't have anybody telling me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. But maybe that's not for you. Because everything is not for everybody. Everything is not everybody, for everybody. Maybe for you, working a 9 to 5 is all right. For me, it's not okay. I don't really like anybody bossing me around. So I had to work extra hard to have my company. But it's what you want out of life. What do you want? And what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to make any sacrifice? Because you're going to have to make equal sacrifice for what you want. It may not be going out with your friends every weekend or every day. It may not be chasing after the ladies, or if you're a woman, chasing after the men. That might have to take a back seat for what you're trying to accomplish. These all come with sacrifices. Nothing is never going to be given to you. And excuses, they're tools of the incompetent. They build houses in nothingness. Excuses never got anybody anywhere. And pointing the fingers at others saying it's this person's fault and that person's fault, it doesn't promote any growth. Whatever situation you're in, you need to do better. You need to figure out where your faults were at. Because if you can figure out where your faults are at, if you're in a situation, you'll be better. But if you can't figure that, there is no room for improvement. So don't point your fingers. Because pointing fingers just never promotes growth. We all can be great. You can be great. But what are you willing to sacrifice for? You willing to go in the gym and stay in the gym extra long? You ready to go to your practices and be the first person there, last person to leave? When you're running your business, you ready to get up at 7 a.m.? And your friends want to hang out, but you need to stay in the house and calculate things at night? Or you ready to step your business up to the next level and really make some real money? Because if you want to make the real money, you got to make real sacrifices. Because nobody's going to give it to you. And I'll tell you. And when they say it's lonely at the top, it is lonely at the top. Because you're not going to find a lot of like-minded people who want to push. Who want to push or have the discipline to want to push. Doesn't mean you won't have friends, but it just means that everybody won't see it the same way that you see it. They may not want that. They may just want a regular life, and that's cool. You may want to live it to the limits. You may want to be on Honolulu every weekend. You may want to be taking trips out of the country all the time when you feel like it. You may want to get up when you want, but you have to make the sacrifices to do that because nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to give it to you. What are you willing to fight for? You ready for long days and long nights, extra training, doing what you have to do, making sacrifices for the life that you dream of? You willing to make sacrifices for a year to have a life full of dreams? Or do you got to party every night? Or you got to chase skirts every night? Or you got to chase the men every night? What is it? Being honest with you, what is it? What do you want out of life? Are you the type of person that's going to tell us what you can, or are you the type of person that's going to tell us what you can't do? It's a big difference. It's people who can, and then it's people who tell you what they can't do. Which type of person are you? The person that can't? Or are you the person that can? Sometimes I have conversations with people, and you have the conversation when you're like, hey, let's do this. And they'll tell you every reason why they can't. Give you every reason why they can't. Every reason. Instead of telling you why they can. I'm the type of person, I'll tell you why I can. I'm going to find solutions to whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I could have been the president. I'm going to find solutions. Oh yeah, I'm going to study whatever it is. I'm going to study it to a T. And I am going to find solutions. Because that's what I do. I always find solutions. And that's why I've been successful. I always find solutions. Being successful is not what everybody wants to do. Some people are just trying to make a living. I'm trying to live it to the limits and love it a lot. It's a different. I have a different perception of what I want out of life. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants to own 100 homes and rent them out. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants a condo in Colombia. Not everybody wants to be able to afford a supercar. Not everybody wants to be able to wrap a car around their neck. Not everybody wants that. Can I blame them? Not everybody wants to be able to provide for their children and their family. Not everybody wants that. Can I be mad at those people for not wanting that? Not everybody wants to stay disciplined. Not everybody's not about that life. But could I blame them? Maybe they settled, in my eyes, they settled for mediocrity. To them, maybe they didn't settle for mediocrity at all. Maybe that's okay with them. That's just fine. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just explaining my perspective on things. I want it all. Well, I have a little one. I could have it all. I have a son. Why not bring some generational wealth for him so he can have more and my family can have more? It's not just about me. What about the sacrifices? And if I have more, I can give away more and help other people who are truly in poverty. Not that they're lazy and don't want to work, that are truly impoverished. Not because they don't want to work, because they don't have the opportunity to work. It's a big difference. What kind of sacrifices are you willing to make? I have to ask you. You want that life? You want to be a sports player? Are you willing to make the sacrifices? Are you willing to be in the gym all the time? Are you willing to put your video game down? What are you willing to do? If that's what you want to happen in your life. What sacrifices are you willing to make? It's a big world out here, and you can conquer it. And you can conquer it. You just have to be willing. But are you willing? Are you willing? You got to be willing. You ever heard the Gil Scott song? Gil Scott Heron? You got to be willing. You have to be willing. And if you haven't heard that song, you need to listen to it. Got to be willing, though. You know? And it comes with sacrifice. And it comes with dedication. It comes with discipline. I'm telling you. It also comes with being around like-minded people. Like-minded people. You might have friends and they're your friends, but maybe they're not like-minded with you. That's in terms of what you want to do. So you need to find like-minded people that are in pursuit of what you're in pursuit of. Not to say you can't be friends with anyone, but you need to have other people who are like-minded and in pursuits that you're pursuing. Because steel sharpens steel. Steel sharpens steel. And mediocrity has never been for me. I never want to live mediocre. I never want to work a 9 to 5. I never wanted that. Being honest with you, I never even saw myself ever getting married. I never thought about that as a child. I just thought about being successful. I knew I wanted a son. That's just my honest truth. Everybody else could be honest about who they are. I'm being honest about who I am. That's what I wanted out of life. That's just me. Even since I've been a child, I knew what I wanted. And I reached dreams that I wanted to have. And I'm still pursuing new dreams after I reached dreams that I wanted to have. And I'm telling you, because I know what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you from a person who's never did it. I'm telling you from a person who's done it. Who's done it. And did it with these hands. I'm telling you. I know what it takes. I know the dedication it takes. I know the discipline that it takes. You can check my credentials. I know what it takes. I've made millions. I've sold houses. I've had music on the radio. I've wrote books. I've traveled around the world. I've owned properties in other countries. So it's like, I've done this. I've done this. And I've lived a life of leisure too. Like, I do what I want. I do what I want. I make the choices to do what I want and what I'm not going to do. But I have power over that. Do you? You got to get up when somebody else tells you to get up and go to sleep when somebody else tells you to go to sleep. Maybe you do. It's not nothing wrong with that. If that's the life that you want. But if it's not the life that you want, you need to make some sacrifice and have some discipline. Now, that's not the life I wanted. I didn't want a life of people telling me what to do. But I make the necessary sacrifices and educate myself in the proper ways. And there's nothing that I don't believe I can do. I can do it. I put my mind to it, I can do it. I don't care what anybody else thinks. If they don't think I can do it, I know I can do it. That's just the limits that they have on themselves. And they can save the limits for themselves. My limit is the sky, where the stars end. So, it's all how you perceive it. All how you view it. All how it breaks down in your mind. And what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. So be the change that you want to be. Be the change that you want to see. Thank you for tuning into the Parker Report. I love you all.